Good morning, everybody. Because today is Purim, and I wasn't really thinking of making a class, but things got a little bit delayed over here, so I'll tell you a story. This story happened, I don't know, maybe 30 years ago, maybe more. There was a nearby hospital to where I live in Kfar Chabad, and the official rabbi started calling me up about a month beforehand, like once every other week, and then he started calling me up once a week. And finally, it ended up he was calling me up almost every day before I came. Come, you have to come and read the Megillah. You have to come and read the Megillah. I have patience to read the Megillah. So I came there in the nighttime. I came in the nighttime to read the Megillah. And it ended up he was totally not prepared. He was good, very good at calling on the phone, but he wasn't so good at actually preparing. So I said, "Oh, you're here." So I said, "Yeah, you called me up a lot of times." He said, "Oh, yeah, well, I'll put you in geriatrics, the old people." So I figured, what do I care? So they put me in this room. And there were 7 old people that were all laying in beds. And I said, I'm going to read the Megillah. And the staff came in to listen. And I came with a fellow from the yeshiva. I was teaching in the yeshiva. So I came with one of the boys of the yeshiva and started reading the Megillah. As I started reading, I told everybody that they have to listen to every word and listen to the blessings and etc. As I started reading the Megillah, so the doctors started getting calls and the nurses, and they had to leave until it was just me and this boy and the old people that were there. So I looked around and saw what type of old people there are. There was one person that seemed to be that he was, how do you say, asleep. Another person, a lady, an old lady, looked like she was, at least 100 years old, and she looked like she was dead. I didn't see any movement of her. So a very skinny Yemenite, Taimani Jewish lady. One guy that was sort of interested, he was sitting there the whole time and he was nodding his head all the time. And only in a few minutes I realized that that's what he did all day. He just sat there and moved his head back and forth. And all the others were in various stages of consciousness until finally it ended up that I was just reading the Megillah for me and the boy that came with me. We hadn't heard yet. And, the 3 of the people were like asleep. One of the guy was crazy. And this other lady was apparently dead, just laying there asleep. I sort of looked to see if there was any movement and nothing whatsoever. Anyway, so I read the Megillah. And right near the beginning, it says Haman's name. Every time you say Haman's name, you're supposed to make a noise. You say, So I said, Haman ben Hamadata. I said Haman's name, Haman. As soon as I said that, this old lady, who I was certain was not alive, she sat up and she said, Yamach Shemo v'zichro. And she laid back down. Yamach Shalom means his name be wiped out forever. And she laid down. So I saw from that the essence of a Jew is somehow connected to wiping out Amalek. Amalek is Haman. Haman was a person that he hated the Jews. He hated the Jews. And it says clearly that he hated them for absolutely no reason. He hated them for no reason whatsoever. It says that Mordechai didn't want to bow down to him. He was the leader of the Jews, and he said, I don't want Mordechai. I want all the Jews. I want to kill them all. And just a few days earlier, all the Jews had participated in the meal of Achashverosh. They were all good friends. Everyone was good friends. So we see that the essence of a Jew, right, it surprised me, is Yamach Shemo v'zichro, wiping out Amalek forever and forever, that there shouldn't be any more death in the world. There shouldn't be any evil in the world. And someone just mentioned to me, what happened in World War II. I mean, it was like humanity at its worst. I mean, here we're aware of, the atrocities that Hitler did and his SS people, how they killed people. But in some ways, it was second to the atrocities that the Japanese did on the Chinese. I mean, they had these terrible tortures. There was like room 721 or something. You look it up. The amazing, tortures that they put people through just for absolutely no reason, just cruelty. And that cruelty, that's what Amalek is. Amalek is cruelty, hatred of life, hatred of life. Anything that is against life, that's what Amalek is for. That's what Haman is for. The Jewish people are for life. We're a living people. Chai, Am Yisrael, Chai. Jewish people are alive, and we bring life into the world, the living Torah, the living God, Elohim Chaim, that the world should be a good place. And Amalek is the opposite, and Purim is when we defeated Haman. Have a good Purim with Mashiach now.